Hey guys, back with another video. Summit, Black Ops 1, sweet little game here. Nothing special, but today I wanted to talk about investing in the stock market in general, specifically. This last week and today, we've had a little bit of a correction in the market. Today's March 11th, 2025, so you can go back and look if you want, but and it just sparked me to make this video because I've made a lot of mistakes along this way. I started investing 2018, 2019 when I was a teenager at the time. So I've done a lot of wrong things. I've done some things right. So I just wanted to share some of the things that you could do so you can get ahead, especially in a time like this where we've had a little bit of pain and you can, start positions or start your first brokerage account if you haven't yet. So first point is get in there as early as you can. There's never too late of a time to start investing into stocks or real estate in general, but we'll focus more on stocks today. I wish I started even earlier than I did. I started pretty early at 18 or 19, but I made the mistake of buying and selling a lot of stocks and just going in and out of positions. So if I were to come back 5 years ago, 6 years ago, I would just buy index funds and hold it. I would have come out way more ahead than I am today. So I, at the time, was super fascinated with the market and finance. I still am. So I was, diving deep into learning how to trade options and how to swing trade, how to evaluate companies. And it's awesome to learn all of that. But if we have hedge funds that can't beat the markets, and these are people that dedicate their whole lives into doing this, and they have hundreds of people working for them, these hedge funds, and even then, they can't beat the market over a 10-year time. I can't either. So I came to that realization pretty early on, and it's honestly a good thing I did because at the time I didn't have much money to play with. But, I felt like it was a big consequence losing some money and exiting out of positions and leaving money on the table. But looking at it now, I I'm happy I learned those lessons when I was younger rather than later in life when I can actually have some more money saved and stuff. So, first off, get in there as early as you can. Buy and hold ETFs. Think about like a VTI or a VOO. VOO is more into the S&P 500. You can buy the QQQ. That's more into the NASDAQ 100, into technology stocks. And just buy and hold, guys. Open a Roth IRA if you haven't. If you want to start a brokerage account and you're not aware, you can invest into a Roth IRA. Anybody can. And it's a tax sheltered account. You can invest up to 7K every year. So the government, puts a cap into it because it's so strong. And those gains will compound and grow throughout your life essentially until you're 59 and a half, where you can retire and withdraw those funds at no capital gains tax, right? So that's the pretty amazing benefit of the Roth. And if you're someone that wants to retire early, there are ways of withdrawing the Roth as well earlier on. So don't think you have to wait until you're 60. You don't. But it's just a good account to get started. So set up your Roth. After that, if you're working for someone like a company and they have a 401k they offer, sign up for that as well. That's another great account to get started. Tax sheltered as well if you're doing a Roth. If you're doing a post tax, even though that money's already taxed going in, it won't be taxed after you retire at age 59 and a half when you withdraw. So try to get into accounts that you're not paying taxes on your gains because if you're doing this for a long enough time, you're going to eventually sell and have to pay gains on it. I would rather not pay taxes on my gains. So I'm big into my Roth. I've been maxing that out for a few years now. So for you that you're just starting, right? Understand that this market is pretty volatile, especially right now with Trump in office, and he's doing a ton of change. So understand that this dip that we're seeing now can keep dipping, So buy, every week, buy every day, but don't just buy all of your positions into one day. Just try to average out throughout these few weeks, months. I think we could see more pain in the market. So be aware of that. Don't just buy all of it in one day. So another thing I did, I got into options. I was selling calls, selling credit spreads, buying calls, buying puts, a lot less of the buying side, but I was selling a ton. And while I made a good bit of money, I was also pretty stressed out. So I wouldn't recommend to getting into options unless you have a certain percentage of a portfolio, maybe like 10 or 20%, super low, that you can afford to lose or you can afford to understand that would be a roller coaster. Um, so you can play with options. First of all, educate yourself on all of this. That would be the first thing. Go on YouTube, buy a few books. I think YouTube has a lot of information these days on the stock market and how to trade options, how to create a Roth IRA, what funds to pick. So go on YouTube and just literally type stock market for beginners. Jeremy from Financial Education, a big fan of his. He does a few of these every year. So he's a great resource for that. But this is not rocket science, guys. Just make sure you're tracking your expenses and getting that money into the market every month, every year, maxing out your Roth. And, don't try to reinvent the wheel here. Like I mentioned, teams of hundreds can outperform the market. So just do what you can, invest as much as you can, save money. And yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed. Leave a like and a comment. Thanks, guys.